everyone, welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, and we are continuing on with the Trials and Tribulations game now, with Episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout, Part 4-2 Trial. So today we are going to continue on with the court trial, and also we're bringing in Detective Atmay in there because he most likely has something to do with this case. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, October 14th, 12:14 p.m. My sis? I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. So then, she's still alive inside your heart. I guess if you want to put it that way. She's been here for a while. Nicky boy! Oh, Mr. Light, yes. Is it true that the detective is the real killer? Perhaps, okay. We don't know for sure. To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atmay want to kill Kane Bullard? That is what we're going to try to figure out. Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. I need to find some solid proof. And it's going to happen sooner rather than later. It better happen sooner than later, I think you mean. Okay, October 14th. Just a few minutes later. Now then, this court is now back in session. Mr. Luke Atmay, please take the stand. Well, well, how do you do, sir lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Now, when it would have been given you the perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Master Maske. I'm sorry, I'm afraid even the Luke Atmay has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could have known what's going on in here. You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Master Maske? Indeed. It is truly a child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. That does sound like a fairly good ploy. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. So you continue to insist that you are in fact Master Maske. Of course. Very well then, Luke Atmay, let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time? One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But, don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge. Thanks, yeah. Alright, Mr. Atmay. The night of the murder, speak. We're all ears. I think you're too busy drinking your coffee, sir. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. I was stealing the urn as Master Maske, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Master Maske was the same time as the murder. It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene. Everything else up until now is all part of his plan. There has to be a secret. So question here. That box does not look like the same box with the urn. It also, I can't tell if there's any paint on it from the bottom here. And the paint splatter is behind him. And you can see the box outline in it. So the box was definitely there. Even the great Master Maske cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Mr. Atmay, we shall have to do your cross-examination. Ah, a fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. Okay, stealing the urn. Press. So this photograph is the proof, correct? Indeed it is. The man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask. That is why I am called Master Maske. But conveniently, that also means that there is no way to tell who is really there. What do you mean? Objection. Huh. Are you saying that this is not in fact Luke Atme? That is what I'm saying. His nose would not fit underneath that mask. Look at him. That would be an accomplice dressed up as Master Maske to create an alibi. Oh ho ho, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice? Name the accomplice or give it up. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at this point. Yes. That's right. It was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch. Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It's a perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. You truly are evil, aren't you? Yes, evil is what I am! Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Huh? Detective Atme was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. That's true. That's true. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. By that photograph, you mean this piece of evidence? Indeed, that is the very thing that proves I committed the crime. When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose. He was simply caught by the very camera that he said set up. Yeah, that does seem like he did it on purpose. We all have days like that. Indeed, it turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect criminal crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing, a sad blue melody. Okay. That was all, okay. Oh, never mind. The time at which the camera captured Master Maske was the same time as the murder. About the camera that took the photograph? Come now, it's all too clear what you're thinking. You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you? I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed the picture's data. There's no way the picture could have been altered. So this alibi is false. It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security. But I'm not really spotting anything unusual. There are two possibilities. Either Master Maske and the photograph is fake, or the photo itself is. Okay, so now we have gone full circle. So, let's see. Okay, so a photograph contains no words. Let's press this again. Okay, so that means I could not have killed Kane Bullard unless I had an accomplice. Basement warehouse and the picture that supposedly captures it. Something funny? You bet there is. The paint splatter, the statue. The statue should have been there. Are you implying that the picture is a fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night, and there's something that this photo doesn't match. Very well then, let's hear what you have to say. What's funny about it? Um, the paint splotch, right? The funny part is right there. Why this is a blood stain? No, it's not blood stain. It's paint. Blood! Now this case is getting more interesting. Not exactly, Judge. This paint stain is actually pink paint. Oh, just paint. And peach colored at that. From blood to peaches, the judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. Turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen. He's sweating. Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be there? So, the statue was supposed to be there. Yeah. Statue would have been somewhere right there. The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Yeah, see, there it is. There's good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized the statue would be perfect size for covering the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there that night the theft, and saw the statue in that spot. If the picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there. But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there by accident? Your Honor, the statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue is moved that night? Can you do it, Nick? The real question is, why did they move it? Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you have prepared with your answer. Now then, who is the one who moved the statue? It had to be Luke Atme, right? It had to be. The one who moved it was Luke Atme. Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions. Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions? It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. That is indeed very simple, however. Why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? I don't know, actually. The reason can be found here in the photograph. Look at me, you pretend to be Master Maske? Okay. To create an alibi by showing that you were at Lordly Taylor that night. What if the timestamp in the corner is for the day before or something? But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would have been exposed like a cheap film at the drugstore. That's why you had to move it. A single fatal flaw. Please enlighten us. It's a timestamp, I think, right? There's nothing more to it. Naturally, the lie is this photo is the timestamp. What do you mean? I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atme went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious it would have been impossible for him to have been at the Lordly Taylor at the time. Okay. But, what does that have to do with the statue being moved? Remember, if you will, Your Honor, when was the statue placed beside the warehouse door? On the day of the crime. And it was placed there in order to cover the paint. Exactly. Luke Atme had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. So in order to create an alibi for that time, he took the picture days before the murder took place. Yes, at the same time. What the? Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. So on the day of the crime, Mr. Atme must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atme had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match the way it had been in his photo. Yeah. I got you, Atme. I got you. Order. Is this true? One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten? What? The data from the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime. It's true that the camera had been set up by Lorelei Taylor's staff. However, the program used to manage the data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. Very suspicious, Mr. Atme, yes. Order. Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this? You and your coffee. Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down. My 11th cup. How many did he say he usually drinks? Is it like 14? Oh, 17. I've promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial. Which means I'm so good till the last drop. However, the defense has a very good point. A good point? So what? We are all but travelers on the road of infinite points. I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points. So his photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That is a very interesting idea, however. There's no one point that can't be denied. That's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams. That's very true. No way. Don't fall for it. Hey, Mr. Damaske. Yes? If there's no funny business in your actions as Master Damaske, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy, so let's hear it. Yes, please provide the court with your testimony about your plan to steal the urn. I first received the request 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box. It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. Pretty much all stuff we've heard about since, isn't it? Yeah. But we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave. Witness, you're sure there's no mistake this time? Okay, I guess not. Very well then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that correct? Indeed, it seemed that they had heard about my reputation. You better watch out too, Maya. The urn was placed in a box, and it was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see it. I forgot to press on the last one, darn. So you're sure that they had never seen the urn before? Indeed, you may ask Lady Andrews to confirm yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to the warehouse. However, I, Luke Atme, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers. I knew it was extremely valuable. You mean this calling card you left? Yes. Without a doubt, my calling card. Because Atme knew about the symbol. The emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him. I then handled security. Then no one entered the basement warehouse. Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse. At last, I had the urn. Okay. And this is the photo that proves that, huh? There's no paint on it. Indeed, to be honest, even the photo was taken. I didn't think it would matter terribly much. Nick, if this photo is fake, Detective Atme might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken. That's true. You know he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he was lying there, we can wrap this up and put a bow on it. That detective has been covering his tracks. Only one thing we need to prove in this cross-examination is that he took this photo well before the actual night of the crime. What do we do? There's one thing that Atmay stated very clearly, that he had never seen the urn before he stole it. We need to prove that he's lying. Okay, so he says that he was unable to see the urn for himself. So, wasn't there something on the calling card? The speckled urn, won't you? Take care of it. So if he'd never seen it before, how do you know it's speckled? So let's go and press that. Present that. Mr. Atmay, if you really are Master Maske, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course, is there a problem with the calling card? Allow me to read a passage from the calling card. Take good care of the speckled urn. Surely refers to this pink pattern on this urn. Yes, that's true, but so what? Truth be told, there is no way Master Maske could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains. These stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken from Lordly Taylor. Good point, Phoenix. I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say an error-prone human? Aw, come on, Adrian's not that bad. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn. You can't be serious. And yet this calling card clearly mentions a paint pattern. Which means Detective Atmay had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. And because this photo was fake, your alibi for the night of the murder is no longer holds water. Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself? Alright, we did it. He's broken. Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory pose. Yeah, Godot still looks pretty calm. Ha! It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days. Conviction, you say? Yesterday we all decided unanimously that this man was Master Maske, and now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a bit tad fickle? That's a good point. Don't fall for that too, Judge. Come on. You say that Luke Atmay was the one who killed Bullard. Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that? An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright? Motive? Might you, my merry, murderous motive manifest? He's getting the second wind. If he prepared an alibi and pinned the crime on Ron Delight, as you say, he must have a very strong motive for murder. The only one with any motive has been Ron Delight. Isn't that right, Detective? Indeed, according to my own research, the boy's motives are clear. Without motive, it's clearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us to what the defendant's motives were. I'd be honored, Sir Old-Timer. Despite the lack of information, this may be our only chance. I, Luke Atmay, had no point of contact with the victim whatsoever. Kane Bullard decided to investigate Master Maske and simply mistook who he was. It was Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Master Maske. That is why Mr. Delight saw fit to kill Mr. Kane Bullard. So, the victim, Kane Bullard, blackmailed the defendant. This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. A handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter. Okay, so it was written by Bullard. Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination. Okay, let's press on these. Had no point of contact with the victim. Who in the world is going to prove that? I will? Huh? After doing a thorough background check with the Detective Atmay and Kane Bullard, we are unable to find any links between them. Perhaps they are connected through their work? Nope. That's very blunt. In any case, the only one with motive was Mr. Delight. Decided to investigate Master Maske, and mistook who he was. Mistook. That's right, mistook from the Old Norse misteka, meaning to take in the air. That wasn't what I meant. Just who did the victim mistake for Master Maske? Ron Delight. Press harder. Why would the victim mistake the defendant for Master Maske? Don't you already know? Take a look at the newspaper. That's a famous tier. Yeah. Furthermore, it also shows an ugly guard, namely the defendant. Oh, so he knows. Okay. The impression that this ugly security guard was in fact Master Maske. Okay. Ooh, wait. Let's print the blackmail letter here. Ooh, okay, that was the right thing to do. Music stopped. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atmay? Very well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright. When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction? I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off from saying things like that. You're one to talk. At times like these, men are made to express themselves at their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior? Okay, time to man up. Show us a contradiction. It doesn't say anything about... Okay, never mind. What else we got? Yeah, how about the newspaper clipping? Take a good look at this. It contains a picture of the tear, the stolen jewel, and what about it? Problem is this jewel's color. Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen gem was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, it's totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day. Oh, that's gotta be the jewel that Mr. Atmay has on his finger. Okay. Red. Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the tear. That's a good catch. At your point, what's your point? So you're trying to say that the blackmail letter was intended for someone else? That's what you're trying to say, right? That's what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright? Well, that's what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Yes. This is who he is actually blackmailing. A person with a red diamond on their finger. Naturally, it was you, Detective Atmay. Do you have any sort of basis for your claim? You have been personally involved in every single Master Maske case. And in the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel as your reward. A jewel. Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring. That is the diamond referred to in the letter. Which means that Kane Bullard wrote the letter in order to blackmail you. So we have a motive now. Order of the court. It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite. Pranks? This is not a prank. Kane Bullard's blackmailing Luke Atmay. Are you for real? Yes. Yes, quite I am. Come on, stand up to him. Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world. Yes, it certainly does. Can Bullard threatened to make Atmay's identity public knowledge. Identity he wanted to keep secret, so what was his identity? Okay, Atmay killed Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was identity? A blackmailer. Yes, a blackmailer. Luke Atmay was a blackmailer. Objection. Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Can Bullard was one blackmailing Luke Atmay. Are you saying that Atmay was blackmailing someone else on top of that? You have to admit, that does sound a little odd. It's not odd, it's the only thing that makes any sense. Can Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atmay. But Rhonda Light was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes. Just a few days after the tier heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind of person. A very kind person. Detailed plans, in which case that would have mean Rhonda Light was actually Master Maske. This is what we're claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his target's items. And that someone was none other than Luke Atmay. So Luke Atmay was the brains behind the operation. And Ron was just like the little guinea pig that did all the work. Shh, silence. Now I see, it's all becoming clear. Oh, what is this? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless with a tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong? How did you... You say that I, Luke Atmay, was blackmailing Ron Delight, in which case I would naturally know all about his relations to Mask Maske. Yes. Ron Delight started receiving the plans from his second crime onward, right? That means I learned about his identity from when he committed the first crime. Good point, yes. In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Atmay know that Ron Delight was Master Maske? Newspaper clipping, right? It's gotta be. He probably found the uniform. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into a lot of mischief, trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Ron Delight in a guard uniform. It seems that Master Maske didn't disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket. That sounds far too stupid to be true. Actually, it's correct. Yeah. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atmay. That's when you learned Master Maske who it was. Wasn't he supposed to be Master Maske? He's a slimy blackmailer. What a fraud trying to pass himself off as an ace detective. Why you? How dare you expose me like that? Why, I mean, I never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous, proud ace detective and also Master Maske. Why can't you understand that? I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You are a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity. Well, why you? How dare you even dare to imply that I... Okay, I can't read all that. Now you can compare to my genius. Oh gosh, he's going crazy. It's enough to make me one laugh. I think we got him. It would seem we finally arrived at the real answer. That was quite a performance, yes. Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atmay. But Godot, what? What do you mean? The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim. What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling. Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. No, you're a prosecutor, not a judge. You don't get much more in your face than that. It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite. What do you... It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Mr. Atmay was a filthy blackmailer, and that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor that night of the murder. That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr. Bullard. But there's still one thing you have yet to prove. And what's that? Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove it, this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB Security, then you don't know how a verdict can be delivered. He's got a point. We don't have any evidence that he was actually at KB Security. Well, Mr. Wright, I got to prove that Atmay was at Mr. Bullard's office at night. But can you prove that? That's long enough, Mr. Wright. I want to hear your answer. I can't prove it. I need more evidence. I can't prove it. Just as I thought. But if we hear more of Detective Atmay's testimony, unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite. What do you mean? I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean. Have you forgotten? Luke Atmay is here after we interrupted his own trial, and you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. Think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Master Maske? No. Well, now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end. After all, love. I am Ace Detective as well as Master Maske. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delights will verify that he is a true murderer. I declare that with full force of my Ace Detectiveness. Order in the court. That's enough. I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is... Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence, and by then it'll be too late. Why? Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts, and it applies to the witness as much to anyone else. Mr. Atmay will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as Master Maske, which means he'll be innocent as far as the murder of Kane Bullard is concerned. The fact that you were unable to prove Atmay's guilt of the crime means that he'll never be tried as Kane Bullard's murderer. Huh. There's gotta be something that's gonna happen. Mia, do you have anything to help me? Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer Luke Atmay will be free. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made today. And as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I would declare that we'll be going no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections? There's gotta be. Come on. We can't let him free. Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atmay. Oh! I think I see it. Your Honor? When you were a child, this is what was your report card every day. Or every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result. How did you... Phoenix, raise your head up high. Who is this? Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice, no way. Oh, it is Mia! Long time no see, Phoenix. Mia? This is the true power of the channeling technique. I know that's really Maya who's standing for me. But right now, she is my mentor, Mia Fey. Now let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made today. Yes, that's true, but... Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks. Love wins out in the end, after all. I'm Ace Detective as well as Master Maske. My verdict will verify that. So we gotta cross-examine all that? Yes, but those comments were no importance. Very well then, we shall prove their importance with the cross-examination. As long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that alright with you, prosecutor? Is something the matter, Mr. Mr. Godot? Yeah. Ah, nothing. Oh, sir lawyer, it looks like you are one step too late. If you think such a falsehood will do anything to me, Luke at me, let's hear it. Huh? It's true that the witness has made those remarks. So then, let's hear the last bit of cross-examination. Mr. Godot, what are you? Very well then, Mr. Luke at me. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks. The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer. So please give us one of your last bit of testimony. Phoenix, this is our absolute last chance. Indeed, it's true that I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight. And thanks to the keycard wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Maske outfit, which is why he left no prints. In the blackmail letter, the victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Oh, come on! It fits too perfectly with your red jewel. Come on. Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy. This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well. The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything. But how did you know about the emergency buzzer? The police investigation documents went directly through me, and I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, my sir lawyer. Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, sir lawyer? I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans. Yes, Your Honor. We cannot postpone Luke Atmay's trial any longer. This is your last chance. It seems that the party is about to begin. Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. So it would seem... What do you mean, so it would seem? Pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? This is our last chance. If you can't point out the case-breaking contradiction, you lose. Cup number 17, the last cup. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial. I have to find a fatal contradiction. I need to point out without presenting evidence. All I can do is find the contradiction in his remarks and press it. Remember, you only get one chance. Only one chance? Very well then, please begin. Okay, we only get one chance, so let's look over them all. Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Maske outfit, which is why he left no prints. I guess this one. Press. Mr. Atmay, about this last remark. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? This isn't time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. I only did one! Because I said it said I only had one chance. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot. What? Mr. Atmay, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. How can you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Maske outfit. Indeed, that's what I said. More like your deductions prove that you're a fool. I'm sorry, whatever do you mean? For some reason, I'm starting to get a little thirsty. When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as Master Maske when he went to the scene of the crime? That was, it was just a few hours ago. Back when my 6th cup of coffee. Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it. Wait, so... Oh... He messed up. He wouldn't have known. He was in his own court case. That's right, the defendant had yet to tell anyone that fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should have known are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Atme? There's no way that you should have known about that. We got him. You were in the next courtroom being tried as Master Maske. So then, enlighten us. Just how did you know about this piece of information? Well... Come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. And it's those chances and I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing Master Maske outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Atme to have found out. You say only one way. Please recall, if you will, the testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there, and it knocked him out. For a second, my client witnessed a real killer. But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether it's real or he's a real killer or not. It's with that statement that I turn this case around on its head. Why are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight. Impossible. Yes! The Dark Shadow. Detective Atme, you saw Master Maske at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That is the only way you could have known that Ron was wearing Master Maske outfit. Is there an earthquake? Or is he going Super Saiyan? Okay. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. That's the same line he gave yesterday. But I think there is a little more meaning behind this one. What an awful, complicated incident. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight, and upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atme tried to frame Ron Delight. He then claimed to be guilty as Master Maske in order to escape his crime, and to that end, he came up with this plan to use the double jeopardy rule when he make his alibi. At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth. Excuse me. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me. Ron, please don't. I didn't realize you were there. About the verdict. I know. You were never committed any murder. That's right. I'm so glad you understand, but I am the real Master Maske. So, thanks to the trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it you say? Double jeopardy? Now that you mention it, I've been careless. What do you mean? As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent. Then, Master Maske is really innocent. It would seem so for now. He got away with it. Now then, this court finds the defendant not guilty. Please don't tell me there's gonna be another thing. It's like, oh, actually, this crime also happened. Boy, this is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see, thing is, I still am Master Maske after all. You did it, Phoenix. Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything I say so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya seems kind of torn these days about becoming a master of the Korean channeling school. Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother. Misty Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course. Well then, see you around. Mr. Wright? I don't know what to say. Congratulations. Thanks so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters. Oh, come on. Just be happy. Maya? You've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as Master Maske to boot. But in exchange, I lost everything. What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Master Maske. I did it all for one reason, for her. Your wife? Yes. She hates criminals more than anything. She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for good. So that's why you became Master Maske. Yes, but it's all over now. A broken bowl can never be put back together. That's not true, right, Nick? Can we go back to the way things were? Oh, you'll be fine, and Nick can prove it. Come on. Is it the urn? Yeah, see, the sacred urn got put back together. Desi was the one who found this. Your beloved wife. She always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine, so don't worry about anything. There you are. Mr. Light, you did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. Thank you, I appreciate that, but I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about that when what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really Master Maske either. Mr. Light, what are you going to do now? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Come on, isn't it obvious? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast that there's no way he could ever get away. But didn't you say that you hated criminals? Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. I just love a man who's chivalrous. Oh, I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Desi? Nicky boy, yes, I'm really glad I asked you to defend Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Take care of yourself. You too, Nicky boy. I can feel my face going red. What? Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya, congratulations. Mr. Nick, how could you? With another man's wife in front of Mystic Maya. No, you got it wrong. I'll never forgive you. Never, ever. Did she knock me out? So just as the case came to a close, so did my consciousness. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together, but I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Here's a perfect example of one that is put back together better than before. Except for the paint splotches. Hey, episode 2 of the Stolen Turnabout end. Oh, a brand new episode has been added. It's Maya in a like apron and a maid outfit. Save. So we got done with that trial. Roddy, even though he was Master Maske, he got away with it because of double jeopardy. And we also found out that Luke Atme was actually the real killer. So I mean, other than Ronnie actually did steal some stuff, he wasn't that bad, right? Luke Atmay was the one that told him to do it and was blackmailing him, and then also killed Kane Bullard. So I mean, he was the bad guy. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and next time we will go on with episode 3, recipe for Turnabout. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time. So bye bye.